the Lions Foundation of Canada dog guides for the past 3 years. Anyone who knows Danielle knows two of her greatest passions are working with her community and animals. She loves working at Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides because in her role as community partnerships and grants manager, it touches on both of these things. Playing a part in changing people's lives drives her to work every day. In addition to Danielle, she has invited some folks to be with us. I also want to include Karen and her dog Casper, Heather and her dog Nixon, and Jane and her dog Lark. So thank you for coming and have you take over.
Oh, what's going on with this mic, but let me know if you can't. Well, now I have to start with one of my favorite jokes that I've had over the last couple of years that I've been working here. I shared it with one of my Lions colleagues, and it was quite enjoyable. Basically, it's the idea that we all grow until we're perfect, and some of us just reach perfection sooner than others. So, you know. No, in all seriousness, I want to thank you so much for having me here today. I'm honored and delighted to be able to come and speak with you about one of my absolute passions, which is, of course, Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides. I am so grateful to be able to come out, meet you, share what we do, share our mission, our journey, and a little bit about this very, very special organization. There we go.
Yeah.
So the mission of Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides is to empower Canadians living with disabilities to navigate their world with confidence and independence by providing dog guides at no cost to them and supporting each pair in their journey together. Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides was started over 40 years ago in 1983 by Lions across Canada. It has grown to be the largest school of its kind in Canada, trains dog guides in 7 programs. We started with just 1, which was our Canine Vision program, and now we have 7. And we rely solely on donations to provide these special matches, meaning we cannot run without the generosity of people, of corporations, and of course, clubs like yours. So where are we today? Well, we're located in Oakville, and we actually do have a second facility in Breslau, which is just outside of Guelph. We provide a 3-year apprentice instructor program. We have our very own breeding program, so we breed almost all of our dogs that we have in training and that go out to work are our dogs from our own breeding program. We have an extensive volunteer program with hundreds of volunteers, 3 of who are here today, whom we couldn't do what we do without. We support 2 full-service vet clinics at each of our facilities for the well-being of our future dog guide puppies, our dog guides in training, and of course, our moms and dads. We are a founding member of the Canadian Association of Guide and Assistance Dog Schools and a fully accredited member of International Guide Dog Federation, Assistance Dogs International, and Imagine Canada. And I say this because this shows just how high our standards are and how important it is that we hold ourselves to the highest standards in everything that we do at Dog Guides. So we are a national organization, though, as I just said, our facility is in Oakville with another in Breslau, so right around here. We actually give dog guides to Canadians all across the country, from coast to coast, in every part of Canada. So we touch the entire country, just like Probus Clubs. You're all over Canada. Well, so are we. Dog guides spend their life supporting Canadians who have a disability or working with organizations that work with people who are experiencing a traumatic situation. So our 7 programs, as I said, it starts with Canine Vision. That was our first and founding program back in 1983. And these dog guides go to individuals who are blind or visually impaired, and they help to support them by being their eyes. They help them to avoid obstacles, to safely cross streets, offering independence and the ability to be out there on their own and to feel safe and secure. Our hearing dog guides. This is our next program, and these dogs go to people who are deaf or hard of hearing, and they're the ears for those individuals. They are taught to react to certain sounds and alert their handler to those sounds. This could be someone calling your name, your phone ringing, someone knocking at your door, or of course, say a fire or emergency alarm going off. So they alert their handler to important things, bringing awareness, but they also keep them safe, making sure that in an emergency, they can get out and get to safety. Our service dogs. So our service dog guide program are for individuals who have a mobility issue. So this could be because they have been in an accident or they have some sort of medical issue. And so these dogs are taught skills to help them do things that they either can't or they struggle to do, that for you or I are nothing. You drop your phone, just pick it up. You want to get something out of the fridge, you just open the door. These dogs are taught to do things like that and help their handlers who can't. They also are taught bark for help. So this is a command where if their client says bark for help or help, then the dog guide will bark until someone comes and is able to help and assist them with whatever it is that they need if they're in an emergency. Our seizure response program. These dogs are taught to react to someone having a seizure. So they go to people who have epilepsy. So not only are they there as a comfort and support for that person and help them when they're coming out of a seizure, but they're taught to bark for help. So these individuals have the security and the comfort to go out in public or to be at home, knowing that if they do have a seizure, that dog is going to bark for help and someone's going to help and assist them when needed. Our autism assistance program. These dogs go to children who are on the autism spectrum between the ages of 3 and 12. And they offer these children a lifelong companion, comfort, support, and a constant friend who is always there by their side. They support these kids to go into situations who, when they're on the spectrum, to them, they struggle with. This could be a doctor's appointment, a hospital visit. This could be being in a presentation like this or going to school. So when they have their dog guide, they are able to do these things much, much more because the dog brings them that comfort and that support and that strength. They also keep the child safe. So a lot of children who are on the spectrum, they bolt, they're runners. And so the child is tethered to the dog and taught halt so that if the child does start running, the halt command will have the dog drop and be an anchor to keep the child safe and allow the parent to redirect the child back to the dog. Our diabetes alert program. So our diabetes alert program, these dogs go to individuals who have type 1 diabetes, but they're hypoglycemic unaware. And what that means is that they cannot tell and feel when their blood sugar is getting low. So the dog smells it and will alert them. And then they're taught skills like fetch kit, fetch juice, so that if that person, once they realize they are low because they've been alerted by their dog, they can then get themselves something to manage that, whether it be their medication, whether it be something sweet to eat or drink, and it keeps them safe. And then lastly,
Danielle, excuse me, you may want to just minimize the voting video window. I forget exactly how to do that. Because of course, yeah, it's one of those choices. Talk. That'll do it? Good. Okay.
a little better. There we go. Thank you. It's our facility support program. So our facility support program is our newest program and the only program where dogs do not go to one specific individual, but they work with organizations who support people who are going through a traumatic situation. So they're there to support those people. They work with police agencies who might go to the scene of a crime, or they're there at the, a police officer comes back from a very difficult call, then the dog is there if the police officer gets that comfort. They might work with an organization that has to work with children who go to testify at court about, some very, very difficult experiences. Well, the dog guide will go with them into the courtroom and sit there and tuck in under the desk and be there for them and support them while they're testifying. So these are our 7 programs that we have here at Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides. Each dog costs $35,000. This covers breeding, raising, training, and a lifetime of follow-up support. But they are provided at no cost. We don't charge people because we believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to live a fulfilling life regardless of their circumstances. And as I said, we run on donations. So the only way that we can provide these $35,000 dogs is because of the generosity of everybody in Canada. Again, clubs like yours, individuals like yourself, and our volunteers. So they are everywhere. They touch everything we do, and we could not do what we do without them. We have our foster families who you'll hear more about because we have 3 of them here, but they take these tiny little babies, bring them home, take care of them, love them, but most importantly, give them the experience out in the world and engage them in the community. And they teach them basic skills. And then after about 12 months, when the dogs are they get them from 8 weeks till about 12 months or 12 years, 12 months. Yeah, sorry. 12 years. And they give them back and then they do it all over again. Our day school volunteers. So if you have, when you have a kid, you drop them off at school, you pick them up. So these volunteers, these are for dogs that struggle being in our kennels. So they can't stay there overnight. So we have people who drop them off in the morning, they do their training, they pick them up at night, and they take them for the weekend. And this really, really helps those dogs that struggle in the kennels to be successful. Our administrative volunteers, data entry, supporting, answering the phone, being at reception, whatever it might be, they're amazing. Event volunteers who come to our Walk for Dog Guides and organize our Walks for Dog Guides, for example. They do amazing, amazing things. Volunteers who go to our puppy nursery, and I know this is one of the favorites, because you get to go and you get to cuddle and play with little babies, but it is such an important role. And our dog care and welfare team. They are there evenings, weekends, in the rain, in the snow, making sure that those dogs, it is 24/7. These are living, breathing creatures. They need care. So these dog care and welfare volunteers are there, taking them out, feeding them. And like I said, we could not do what we do without these absolutely incredible volunteers. Our puppies. So we breed and raise about 250 puppies a year. And we breed Labrador retrievers, golden retrievers, and standard poodles. And these are dogs that over the years show that they exhibit the best combination of stability, intelligence, and a willingness to work. Our dog care and welfare team are the front line in care for our dogs in both of our kennels in Oakville and Breslau. They make sure that they are taken care of, fed, groomed, walked. They make sure that their kennels are clean, and they just do the absolute most that they can to keep our dogs in the best shape that they can be, and they're just incredible. And our early training unit. So when dogs are first recalled back to the school, so they go out with the foster, as I said, from about 8 weeks to around 12 months. And then they're brought back to the school and they start off in the early training unit. And this is where it's kind of a transition time for the dogs from being in a house, being with your foster family, to being at the school and in training. So training, matching, and follow-up. This is one of the most critical parts of what we do. When they come back at around 1 year, they've been assessed while they've been, out with their foster family. But this is really when they kind of get our instructors get their eyes and really watch the dogs and assess where are they a best fit. Because like people, you aren't fit for, best suited for every type of profession. Dogs are best suited for particular programs. And so they assess that, and then they start training for those specific skills, like I talked about, in that particular program. Our instructors also interview our clients when they apply. They go do a home visit. They learn about our clients. And so they know the dog that they've been training. They know the client. And so then after about 6 to 8 months of training, they match the dog with the client. And this is really, really critical because we want to try to make sure that we get it right the first time. We want these to be lifetime partnerships, which a working dog is about 8 years on average, is their working life. So after their training, again, they're at the school. They live at the school for about 6 to 8 months training in their particular program. Then our clients have, once they've been matched with the dog, come and live at the school for 2 to 3 weeks. At the facility, they have a room, they have like 3 meals a day. We have a fully equipped kitchen and kitchen staff, and they bond and they train with their dog. And then they go home. And there's this amazing new partnership. And our instructors, they don't stop there. While a working dog is out working, our instructors are there to give a lifetime of follow-up support and care. If our clients have questions, if there's anything they need to know and support they need for working and handling and taking care of their dog, they can reach out to our instructors. And we also make sure that we do about an annual follow-up every year to just check in, make sure everything's going okay. So let's work together, let's partner. Our purpose is to help people, whether it's individuals who are living with a disability or agencies that are assisting people going through traumatic situations. Our goal is to empower people to help them feel safe and independent. But the need is so great, it's only increasing, and we cannot meet it right now or do it alone. We need your help. So how can you support? Well, you can run a fundraiser or an awareness event. You can donate. You can donate a scholarship, our Puppy Pal program, support our capital campaign, The Difference, become a legacy giver, or become a dog guide guardian. So you can run events like curling bonspiels, golf tournaments, whatever it might be, in support of dog guides. You can host a raffle, a bake sale, or just have an info table or go to some other club and do an awareness presentation about dog guides. If you haven't been, make sure you go next year to our Walk for Dog Guys. It is absolutely amazing. It is one of the best weekends of the year, and it's been going on now. This year was our 40th anniversary, and it's raised over $23 million. It's in over 200 locations across Canada, and it is just absolutely incredible. It's such a fun day. The majority of them are on the last Sunday of May is when we host the majority of them, but not all communities can make that work. So they might have it a weekend before, a weekend after, or some are in the fall. But that's the majority of the walks are. And it's just an amazing event. If you want to become a walk organizer, please reach out, let us know, or even just attend your local walk because it's such a fun community experience. Or you can donate as a club or as an individual. You can give a one-time donation, or you can make dog guides part of your regular giving. Our scholarship program. So by donating a scholarship, you're helping to pave the way for brighter futures. You're helping to cover a portion or all of the $35,000 that it costs to raise train a dog guide, and ultimately match it with this handler. So you're symbolically donating at a particular level. It starts at 5,000 and goes up to the full 35,000 to symbolically help cover the costs or a part of the costs of that dog guide team. Our Puppy Pal program. So become a Puppy Pal and symbolically adopt a dog guide's litter. You'll get a birth announcement, and then you'll get a 1-year follow-up to let you know where the pups are. And this is a $10,000 donation. It'll help cover some of the costs that, vet care, care of keeping the kennel up, kennel upkeep, etc. The Difference campaign. So we launched a $50 million capital campaign a few years back because we are building a state-of-the-art new school. Our current school is insufficient. It's not big enough. It doesn't have proper training areas. The guest rooms are not very suitable. They're all over the building. It's an old school, and they're not very accessible. And it's just the clinics, the kennels, they're at full capacity. It just doesn't work. So we are building our very own school. It's still going to be in Oakville, but it is going to be state of the art. It is going to just be incredible. It's going to be 89,000 square feet, which is, I think, pretty much double what we have now. And so that means we're going to be able to, our goal is to have double the number of dogs. Right now we're at about 120 a year. We want to go to about 250 dogs going out to their, to clients. So that means more Canadians in Canada can have a dog guide. And it's just
Not sure why that happened. It was going on, but then just click.
There we go. We're creating an endowment fund. Leave a gift in your will to dog guides. And these are so important because we might not be getting the money now, but we know what's coming, and that's going to help secure our future. There we go. Become a dog guide guardian. So these are our monthly givers. They're a very special group of donors. And it's a really incredible program, and it's really easy. It's, you pay your phone bill monthly, you pay your water bill monthly. So it's just another monthly thing that comes off your credit card or out of your bank account. And it can be whatever amount you want. You have full control to up it, lower it, put it on hold, cancel it. So it's super easy. And these donors are so important because they are an amount of money that we know we are going to get every single month to help support and cover our costs. So all of this to say that these dogs, they're more than just the skills that I mentioned. They are transformative. They provide their handlers with confidence and independence. They empower Canadians living with disabilities to live the life that they choose. They open doors to futures that are brimming with possibilities. They create life-altering partnerships. They foster social interaction, increased community participation, and a profound sense of security for their handlers. So by supporting dog guides, you'll help continue delivering life-changing and life-saving canine companions. Just imagine the impact, a dog's potential unleashed, transforming the lives of countless Canadians. So I have a video. I want to thank you for listening. I'm going to see if I can get it playing. If not, we'll just skip it. And then I'm going to call up our incredible special guest.
Danielle, excuse me, before you do the share, just somewhere in the options for sharing, there should be that you want to share that. So I would go back, cancel this. Okay, you've canceled that. Do another share and click the over on the right hand side. Make sure you click share sound and optimize for video sharing. And then go ahead and pick your video. Are you available every month? About second Tuesday of every month? You're very good. Thank you.
effect on my life.
He's critical to me feeling confident and independent.
Yep, it's shared. Okay, you're good?
In a way that I never could before. The impact that Journey has on victims and survivors is incredible.
Emily?
The benefit to the people who get them is immeasurable.
Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides is serving Canadians from coast to coast to coast. A dog guide's journey takes a village, from the foster families to the instructors, medical staff, and more. When a match is made, it's for life.
I have type 1 diabetes, so I have hyper-awareness. I don't feel the warning signs. Trebek is trained to detect the scent change in my blood sugar. He will use his nose and bop my leg a couple of times.
Trebek, fetch kit.
He can fetch my medical bag, blood testing kit, a juice box. If I'm feeling like I'm going to lose consciousness, I can ask him to go get help. Being a mum to 2 young children, I want to be as safe and healthy as I possibly can. Having Trebek with me gives me the confidence.
About 4 years into my career, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I can be working at my desk, oh shoot, and drop something on the floor like my pen, and wherever he is in the house, he'll come running in to help pick it up for me. Thank you. Good boy. All the way. We'll go out for walks. Yes. Good boy. The independence, the confidence to be out and about and doing things.
I can't imagine life ever without a service dog again. It just gives us both a peace of mind, and it's just companionship.
Kiddo makes me feel pretty great about my life. He helps me with lots of ways. Sleeping, feeling relaxed.
Colin was diagnosed at around 3.5 years old with autism spectrum disorder. He suffered tremendously with anxiety.
Before I had keto, my life with sleeping was very tough. After keto, in about 2 weeks' time, I was sleeping like a baby.
Colin's doing spectacularly. He's become more engaged in extracurricular activities.
Keto is a constant companion for Colin that will make him more comfortable day to day. It's an anxiety reducer for him. It's been an anxiety reducer for us as well. Keto has been an absolute gift from the Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides.
Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides is located in both Oakville and Breslau, Ontario. Fully accessible, they have their own in-house veterinary clinic, a puppy program, in-client services and accommodations, as well as training in all 7 programs that Lions has to offer.
Yes, good girl. Yep.
I'm profoundly deaf in my left ear. Without my hearing aid, I can't hear human conversation at all. And with my hearing aid, it can be challenging still. Shay alerts me for the doorbell, the door knocker, wake-up alarm, the phone.
What?
We have a small business, and most of my work is at home. I do miss phone calls when she's not around. Having Shay with me by my side has made a huge difference.
May I please get a cappuccino?
Whether I'm at a coffee shop, in the doctor's office, if somebody calls my name, she lets me know. When it comes to sound, she takes the lead. Having Shay is a visible reminder to people that there is actually an issue. Having Shay has made that part of my life so much easier. I cannot speak highly enough of Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides.
Wink and I do a lot together. Every day, Wink comes with me to school downtown. Wink is trained to pick up on my seizures and to alert other people if I have any.
So Matthew has what's called temporal lobe epilepsy. She gives him more independence, so he's able to go around the neighborhood without having to be escorted with anybody. She makes him more visible when crossing the street. Wink has been life-changing for Matthew, as well as for our family. She's really helped him gain confidence, being able to go out with his friends.
With Wink, I feel confident and independent to go basically anywhere that Wink can go with me.
In 2019, I lost most of my vision due to a condition when I was born. When I didn't have Meadow, I was not going practically anywhere, just for small walks. I didn't try public transit before, but it's amazing the work she does for me. With Meadow, I feel safe and confident to go anywhere. I always love photography. The camera lens helped me to see better, more clear. And I love taking pictures of Meadow. Good girl, Meadow. They give you so much in terms of mobility, safety, love, that you didn't even expect it. It's a good picture.
I'm Kimberly Clark of the Halton Regional Police Victim Services Unit. Journey is our facility dog who provides support for victims of crime and trauma. It takes them from a place of very elevated fear or discomfort, and it's just, Journey is completely disarming and brings people right down, lowers their blood pressure, and makes them feel that they are in a much safer place that they can cope. And in addition to that, she provides support to officers who are struggling after a very difficult day or a very difficult call. She changes a room from black and white to color.
All the ways in which Shay has impacted my life, none of that would have been possible without the work of Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides.
It costs $35,000 to raise a single dog guide and is paid for solely by donations, from the dog guide staff and instructors to the cost of travel and accommodations for clients, food and medical expenses, as well as housing for the dogs and the puppies in the puppy program, all thanks to the support of many generous donors. But the need for public support of dog guides is ongoing.
Lions Foundation is awesome. Every single person there care.
Like a girl, yay!
I have nothing but good things to say about the Lions Club. Okay, Barney Nudge? Yes. They're providing services to people all across Canada with all different sets of needs.
As somebody that doesn't get those warning signs and worries about passing out, having Trebek is life-changing.
Lions Foundation of Canada Dog Guides has been instrumental in providing my son with autonomy.
So now I can have an easier life and happier life, and besides, busy? Without him, half my heart would be gone.
I get emotional sometimes.
Thank you. So I think that gave you just a glimpse of how life-changing and life-saving these dogs can be. So now I'd like to bring up.
Somewhere just see if we can zoom back. Yeah, there we go. Stop share in red. Just down below in red. There you go. Hey, we got pictures now. You fixed it. Look at that.
Look at that. I'd like
Tuesday every month. New volunteer here.
I charge $35,000. I'd like to call up the true stars of the show, Karen, Heather, Jane, and their future dog guides to say a few words. And then if there's time, all of us would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yeah. But raising these puppies is work, but most rewarding work you'll ever do. And when you see the graduates, you see them graduate and you see the person get there and on and how their life has changed. Like, wow.
Thank you. If there's anything you want to, quick little share, whatever you want to say, and then we're all questions.
Hi. So I am actually a puppy sitter.
A little closer to the microphone. Thank you.
I have never been told that people can't hear me, so.
The first time for everything.
Apparently. So I'm actually a puppy sitter, which is another way to assist in doing this. So my sister fosters, I puppy sit. So people like my sister Karen, when she's going somewhere, she'll need a puppy sitter and we have to be registered. So that's what I've done. I've registered with the dog guides of the foundation. And people just get in touch with me and say, right now, Nixon's foster mom is in Spain. She's walking the El Camino. So we get him for about a month. So if anyone is interested, short term. Thanks.
There we go.
That's good.
So I'm Karen. I have been volunteering with dog guides for over 20 years, and I've pulled in a bunch of my friends and family, including my sister Heather, along the way. So we've got a great community. I have raised somewhere in the order of 25 puppies. As Danielle said, I get them at around 8 weeks old. They leave me a little after a year old and go on to the trainers. I now have met so many of the staff members and so many of the clients that have received these dogs that when people ask, how can you give them up? How can you keep doing this? Well, that's how. Seeing what they can go on and do is just, it's life altering for those people. And besides, when I take back a dog, I take home a new puppy. So I call myself a serial puppy raiser. It has been wonderfully fulfilling. I have a house that's full of joy and love and care all the time. And I've met so many wonderful people through the process. But yes, the most overwhelming thing is seeing the clients with their new dogs and hearing the stories of how it has changed their lives. And it's why I keep doing what I do. Thank you all.
So let's see if we can make this work. So any questions for any of us?
Actually do have the power of the microphone. Both Keith, wave and say hello, Keith. Keith and I both in past volunteer careers did scouting work with children with various physical disadvantages. One of those kids, Keith, did you ever meet Parker? Parker had a support dog, but unfortunately some of these children, because of the illnesses they have, they don't live that long. What I'm curious about, Parker was paired with a dog named Penny. I'm wondering what would happen if during that 8-year working career of a service animal, the client or the passes away, as Parker did, unfortunately. Would a dog be reassigned or did the dogs retire?
It is very situation specific, so there is no one answer to that question. But both of those are possibilities depending on the age of the dog, the health of the dog at the time. All of those things would be taken into consideration to see whether the dog can be placed again or retired, and then they just get to live a life of luxury. And
the very thing happened to me. The second dog that I raised, her client got ill a couple of years into the dog working career. And that dog was taken back to the training facility for retraining with the intention of placing her out again. But she did not handle it well. She got quite sick. The stress of the situation was just more than she could handle. So I, as the foster who had raised her, I got the phone call saying, would I like to adopt that dog? She was being tired. And she came back home to me and was my assistant puppy raiser for the next 13 years.
So she actually kept working.
Keep
Andy.
I have a couple of questions. One I probably know the answer to. In the hearing service that you provide, what happens if the dog loses its hearing while it's being a service dog for somebody who's hearing impaired?
that is a great question. I can't honestly tell you the proper answer, as I am not truly an instructor. I'm going to throw out my educated response, which would be that they would probably be retired if they can no longer work. But take that with a grain of salt, as I'm not an instructor. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts differently.
My second question had to do with the autistic service. How do you balance the perhaps tending towards hostile autistic person with the service dog?
I've never had that question. Wow, I like it. Again, I'm not an instructor, so I can't truly answer that question. But as part of the assessment process before they would get a dog, that would be something that would be considered to make sure the safety of the child and the dog is always first priority, and whether it is a true fit and a dog is actually going to be safe, the child is going to be safe, and if they're going to benefit from a dog guide.
I will say usually autistic individuals are not violent towards the animals. Yeah, that for whatever reason calms. I'm not saying in every situation.
No, yeah,
but
that's true. That, yeah,
definitely.
thank you for adding. That is the, what was said was that, if for those who couldn't hear, often children are, who are on the spectrum are not violent, and the dog often is what calms them. So it is a support to keep them, and I wouldn't even use violent as the right word. It's just the way that they know how to express themselves, because they can't any other, for lack of a better word, appropriate way.
I use the word hostile versus violent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have two questions. First of all, I'd like to commend you and your volunteer foundation working. First question, they go to school. Do you have dogs that do not graduate?
So
What happens to this stuff?
The question was, do we have dogs that don't graduate, and what happens to them? And yes, that is our career change program. So they are career changed and they are adopted out to wonderful families.
My second, that's the clients, we number of, what kind of waiting list do you have when you don't have enough dogs?
So the way our waitlist works is we open it, and it actually just currently opened for all of our programs, which is unbelievable. This is the first time that has happened since COVID, pre-COVID, so amazing. We open our wait lists. They're not open all the time. So we don't build and build and build a wait list of clients, because we don't want clients potentially waiting for years and years for a dog guide on the wait list, but as well, things change over that time. So when we have dogs that are ready for that program and ready to be in training, be matched, then we open the wait list for that program and we do the assessment. The instructors will do the assessment, and once they're, whatever the number of clients that are entered into the program, then we'll get matched with the dog.
I have a question here. Go ahead, Jim.
My wife and I strongly believe in this program, and we've been funding dog training for many years. We started paying money to an international dog training program, which turned out to be an American organization. So being very nationalistic, we switched to the CNIB. How many of these programs are there? And is this the most efficient way to provide service to Canadians? Or should we be combined in some way?
Wow, that is a very complex question. I believe there are somewhere, I think it's 8 schools in Canada. I don't know how many in the world. Somewhere around 8 in Canada. And we're the only one with 7 programs. Some are very targeted, like CNIB. And though we're different schools with different staff, different dogs, really our mission is the same. So in the end, we're all working together to help people in Canada, in our communities, to get the service that they need.
Any other questions? Any questions from our folks on Zoom? If you wave your hand at Russ, folks on Zoom, he'll unmute you. So, or you can unmute yourselves.
You can unmute yourselves as you wish.
There, Russ speaks. I guess maybe there are no further questions. Oh, Keith's gone. Sorry, Keith. Stick your hand up.
There. Interested in the career change program, how does one apply? And I imagine it's probably a waiting list for these dogs. As I mentioned to you before, we have a lot of lovable dogs, but their trainers have been terrible. So getting one that's, in our advanced age.
I can vouch for that. I met one of Keith's dogs years ago. He was very lovely. His name was Dudley. And Dudley was wonderful. Dudley apparently liked to eat a lot. Sorry, go ahead, Danielle.
So the way to do that is you can go online and you can email the career change program about your interest, and then there's an application and assessment process.
Sorry, it's getting I'll just say. Excuse me.
Just to follow up to those 2 questions, what is the percentage of success from the time the puppy enters to the time he gets a working position?
I believe it's in the neighborhood of 65% of our dogs are successful.
Okay, Andy started with me that whoever's doing the thank you, I guess we'll turn it over to them.
Interesting thank you this morning. I've got 3 parts to it. The first part will be directed to Danielle from the viewpoint of her presentation. So Danielle, a lot of people have PowerPoint presentations as backup, and you're one of the few people that use your PowerPoint as backup. When you were speaking this morning, you spoke from the heart, you spoke from the head, and you communicated what you had to communicate without people seeing the PowerPoint, trying to read the PowerPoint. At least from my perspective, that was it. So even though you had 3 years, which is not really a long time in terms of the company, you obviously are heartfelt about and passionate about what you're speaking on. So we thank you for that. That was a very helpful presentation. The second part is directed towards the volunteers and the people. We had 3 this morning. 1 had to leave early, and the 2 that are remaining, bringing the dogs and your volunteer roles to us is very, very impactful. It brings the whole presentation alive, and we respect and thank you for doing this. And the last thank you part is back to you again. And this is a thank you letter from Probus St. Catharines, our group. Dennis, our treasurer, will be doing a $30 donation in your name to the association to help sponsor it. So it's a very, very small part of the payment towards $35,000 for the next one, but I'm sure there will be others on the basis of direct. So thank you.